welcome to another short video here in the class Organizational Behavior and Leadership. We are in the chapter number 2. If you pay attention to this information, it can help you to complete the activities for this week. So pay attention and let's cover some information regarding this chapter, which is individual and cultural difference. Is a short content for this week, and we're gonna develop the same way we did with number 1. Remember that if you click in lessons, you will see your PDF book in every single lesson. Also is available in this syllabus section in Populi. So here you can, if you click, you can download your PDF, save it in your desktop, and study every single week your content for the chapter. Remember that also you will see a presentation in addition the video, in addition the activities for the week. So it's very important that we pay attention every week. Click in week number 1, week number 2, and visit all the resources that you will see available. So why we take in consideration individual and cultural difference in organizational behavior and leadership? Remember that you as business administrators and professionals, we will be dealing with different kind of people. As modern leaders, we have to take care of the cultural differences. And also us, as you know, all of us come from different part of the world, which is awesome, gives a lot of variety to the class, and also help us to understand the perspective of a multicultural leader, and also the multicultural environment that we are facing in the organizational behavior. So we take in consideration the physical abilities of the individuals. And what is physical abilities? When we are speaking about, the body in general, the strength, how strength is the body. Psychomotor abilities, what is that? The focus, how we, control our dexterity, right? When we talk about the hands, dexterity with the hands or with our bodies. So you want to ask yourself, why I have to be talking about mental abilities, if I'm strong or not? Because we need to balance, the people that we have. We don't need to think about how strong or not they are. It depends the job. Sometimes we need certain characteristics. That's why the content is referring to that. Also, there is something very important that we cannot forget. It's the personality. The personality means the characteristics and tendencies that determines the behavior of the individual. Okay, so this is also important to think, because as you can tell, everybody have their own personality, and it's not because it's good or bad. We have different determinants that make this personality one way or the other. And we have to think about the cultural determinants, the cultural difference. We have to think about the family. We have to think about the conception that we have about the roles, women's, men, etc. And we have to think about the situation of each one. So usually you will notice that certain cultures will be more, we have a tendency to manage things different. For example, I'm gonna give you, in my case, I'm from the Caribbean, as I always tell you. So if we think about people from the Caribbean, we face life different than maybe other cultures. Maybe we laughing more, we take the things maybe, let's put it this way, a little bit relaxed. comparing, for example, if we compare with another cultures in Asia, where the formality is something more important, the punctuality is something very important, that when you say in the Caribbean, punctuality is not necessary. When we're gonna meet at 3 p.m., it's not necessary that we're gonna meet at 3 p.m. Maybe it can be 3:15, 3:30, sometimes more than that, because the way that we manage the punctuality different in some of Latin American countries is the same. So this is something important to take care, the how we behave regarding our cultures, okay? And also to adapt, because in my case I have to maybe I have to do double effort to be on time in a place, because my behavior tends to be different. Let's put it this way. So, influence on personality development. Think about psychology, culture, family and group, role, and situation. And examples of the difference in the personality, we can think in self-esteem. What is that? Self-esteem, the own love, the own confidence that I have for myself. But also when we think locus of control, what is that? Locus of control. Think about the word control here, okay? I think it's the best way to put it in your brain. When we think about locus of control, is people that give the responsibility to external variables. External variable. For example, my business is not having many customers as usual because the COVID. So we are blaming the COVID because we have this situation. But the question is, what you will do as entrepreneur, as a business person, as a professional in administration, what you will do in order to take care of this lack of customer, okay? So this is locus of control. Locus of control is giving the responsibility to external variables, right? Introversion. Introversion, what that means? Introversion means the word tells you a lot. Intro, that means inside. So when we talk about introversion, it's people that give importance to their own feelings, their own beliefs, right? Extroversion is more focused to the external. Extroversion, external. External to people, to the the other part of the organization, the other members, right? So extrovert people means that they deal better with groups, with another individuals, okay? Authoritarianism, what that means? The word tell you, authoritarian, how the people perceive the power. Some of us come from different history of authoritarianism in our countries. If I think in my country, Dominican Republic, we have 30 years of authoritarian government. Before that, we have another one similar. So it's how we perceive this, right? So regarding our own history in our countries, also that impact. And how do you see it? Maybe some people will see, for example, let me give you a short story. When I was younger, like about maybe 25 years ago, maybe more, I was trying to find this position as in sales. It was like a kind of assistant on sales, right? It was in my country. I was young. I think, yeah, a little bit more than 25 years. So I find out, for example, in this case, the gentleman that was looking, this assistant, needs somebody with certain authoritarianism. And you're going to ask yourself, why? Because it was assistant, somebody that deals with the schedules, or somebody that deals with the different programs on sales. I didn't supervise anybody. I don't have to supervise anybody, but they want certain authoritarianism to manage with all these vendors, gentlemen. They were gentlemen in this case, and they give a lot of importance of that. So they find me. My perception was that they find me too young and maybe a little bit with a lack of authoritarianism in front of all of these older gentlemen that need more enforcement of the authority. This is a little example, maybe, I don't know if help you, but it depending but that's why I'm gonna tell you this story, because depending the roles, the perception, and everything. So maybe here, if I try to find a position assistant on sales in a certain department, they don't see, and including now, they don't see this authoritarianism as an important. It's just my perception, okay? So you have your own perceptions and your own experience that I hope we can share in class. And so those characteristics that I'm trying to explain you are part or of the personality of people that we need to kind of understand, to understand, right? When we speak about dogmatism, what is that? When we speak about dogmatism, it's about our own beliefs to take a decision. So this is, for example, this dimension has particularly profound implications for managerial decision making. Dogmatic managers tend to make decisions quickly based on only limited information. That's what we find out about dogmatism. We will be talking a little bit about all of these characteristics. When we talk about dependability, what is that? Dependability, person that is responsible, consistent, and cooperating with the different projects, right? Dependability, somebody that let's put it simple, working by themselves in order to achieve the goals. Simple, right? With confidence. This is kind of a little general observation about the content. Also, when we take decisions, we think about when we check when we figure it out the individual and cultural difference, we think about personal values and ethics. Personal values means my own conception of life, how I take so it impacts me in my behavior in the organization, okay? So represents the organization because serves as the standards of behavior. For example, some of you can find that maybe it's not, we cannot steal from anybody or tell lies. Some people can say that sometimes it's necessary to tell some lie regarding any kind of situation. So depending our own how we can perceive the values. Influence on motivation. Again, this is a personal how we can, the things that motivates ourselves to choose one alternative or another. Some people have personal interest, for example, some people don't. It depends. That's why we study these concepts, because as a managers, as administrators, the goal is that you have enough intelligence to take decisions based on information, based on objective beliefs that we can also improve that. Okay, so let's keep working because I have so many things going on here. Cultural differences, very important to take care. this is something we always speaking in the class, so I'm gonna keep going. My last advice for you is remember these concepts. Authoritarianism refers to an individual orientation toward authority. Remember, culture is the collective programming of the mind that distinguish the members of one human group to another. Remember, ethics, values that help us determine appropriate standards. Think about mental abilities as individual intellectual capabilities and are closely linked to how a person makes decisions. Think about ethics, values that help us determine appropriate standards. We spoke about that. Personal values represent an important force in organization behavior. This is personal values, okay? Also, work ethics that refers to the strength of one commitment and dedication to hard work. That's it. So I'm gonna give you this example. This week I have a strong commitment with you, even if I am not obligated sometimes to do some stuff. I have my commitment with my customer, my commitment with my student to serve them. It doesn't matter the time. It doesn't matter if I'm working or not. So this is in my case. And some of you, I know, you can tell me many examples of your own cases, how committed you are with your customers, with your stakeholders, with your group, with your vendors, with your family also. Because as I always say, your first business, your first enterprise, your first organization is your family. And with this small a small environment, we can see also how is a organization that you can be managing today or tomorrow with thousand persons. And my commitment with you, as you know, is helping you. So we're gonna keep talking and studying all of these concepts. Do your best all the time and follow your passion and work every single day in that passion, even if it's 2-3 minutes, 10 minutes, don't forget that. And remember that you can contact me anytime. You have my number. Of course, you know that it's better if you text me instead of email, okay? So remember that. And I wish you the best in this holiday, this Martin Luther King holiday, and study hard, because we're gonna be reviewing all of those concepts again from week 1, 2, and 3, okay? So you can do your assignments, and then we're gonna take care of if we have some things that we don't understand and we need to explain better. We're gonna be taking care, reviewing week number 1 and 2, and also the number 3 that we need to cover soon. Thanks for your time.